Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
All bodies of water have a primal lure, their beauty matched only by their haunting mystery. But these bodies of water are actually haunted, or so the legends go. Number 8. HIGBEE Beach, New Jersey. Craig McManus has spent many years recording instances of Cape Mary, New Jersey's many ghosts. McManus is a psychic and an author. He claims to feel and sometimes see the presence of spirits when he walks the sand of HIGBEE Beach. One such spirit is that of a man in a long coat, sometimes walking a black dog. McManus reports that the HIGBEE family built the Hermitage Hotel in 1823 near the beach. Both HIGBEE brothers died in the 1870s, and their niece, Etta Gregory, took over the hotel. One of the brothers, Thomas, had specific instructions as to the manner of his burial and undisturbed eternal rest. When Etta died in 1937, her last wishes required that Thomas be disinterred and buried with her in a different cemetery. McManus believes the man with the dog may be the discontented Thomas HIGBEE. Reports of his sightings say he appears around dusk, but vanishes when approached. Number 7. Lake Ronkonkoma, Long Island, New York. Lake Ronkonkoma is Long Island's biggest and deepest lake. For some time, Indians thought the lake was bottomless because people who had drowned there would often just disappear, their bodies never recovered. However, even though this myth persists, the lake is certainly not bottomless. It measures about 70 feet at its deepest point. The most prevalent legend is about Princess Ronkonkoma, an Indian princess who died at the lake in the mid-1600s. One version of the story is that she was walking across the ice one winter when she met and fell in love with an English woodcutter named Hugh Birdsall, who lived across the lake. However, her father, chief of the Setauket tribe, forbade their relationship. So every day for 7 years, she would write letters on pieces of bark, row to the middle of the lake, and float the letters across the lake to Hugh. After never getting a single response, she gave in to despair, rowed out into the middle of the lake, and stabbed herself through the heart. As the legend goes, the tragic princess vowed to pull one young man into a watery grave every year since. Looking at statistics for drowning over a century's time, the lake averages well over one a year. A former lifeguard revealed in the 34 years he spent patrolling the beaches, 30 male victims drowned. A researcher points out, however, that her 2 centuries of findings points to more drownings of women and children than men. Fatefully, the lake has been closed to swimming due to algae bloom. The Lady of the Lake will have to find a new way to claim her victims. Number 6. BRALEY Pond, Virginia. The flickering glow of a campfire, a chilling wind, the trees casting mysterious shadows in the moonlight. There are many things about camping that can be downright frightening, even under the best circumstances. And if you factor in a haunted national forest, you're in for a night that could be truly terrifying. Virginia's campgrounds are considered among some of the best in the country. Boasting scenic variety and great upkeep, these sites will make for unforgettable summer memories. But in the case of BRALEY Pond, you might just get a little more than fresh air and a night under the stars. The campground is located in George Washington National Forest and has been the location of mysterious activity. BRALEY Pond is not the only site within George Washington National Forest that is claimed to be haunted, but it seems to have the most terrifying stories associated with it. It can be found just outside of West Augusta, Virginia. On May 22, 2002, it was the site of a horrific gang murder. There has also been a suicide reported in this same part of the forest. Many visitors of the campground report feelings of nausea, disorientation, and dread that come on suddenly. Shadowy figures and children's laughter have also been reported. The pond seems to be the spot of the most intense occurrences. In 2006, the members of Shenandoah Valley Paranormal Society investigated the pond. One member claimed, "Something came home with me that night. It felt like slime, and I could feel it moving around on my skin." There are rumors that one of the researchers may have committed suicide after the visit. The most disturbing tale of a haunting at the lake comes when an investigative group went in to examine the site in July of 2006, and what they found was chilling. A representative from the Shenandoah Valley Paranormal Society spoke of a grim experience. "Something came home with me that night. I was basically haunted, and it went on for weeks and months at a time. What's even more disturbing is that the haunting felt physical. as though someone or something had touched her. She noted it felt like slime, and I could feel it moving around on my skin. Number 5. CHUUK Lagoon, Micronesia. Also known as CHUUK Lagoon, this natural harbor in the Caroline Islands served as home base for Japan's Pacific Theater campaign during World War II. When American forces attacked in February 1944, the two-day battle rendered CHUUK Lagoon the biggest graveyard of ships in the world. According to Atlas Obscura, just a week before the attack, the Japanese military had moved additional ships to the area, and as a result, approximately 250 Japanese aircraft were destroyed and more than 50 ships sunk. An estimated 400 Japanese soldiers were killed in one ship alone, trapped in the cargo hold. Most of the fleet remains in exactly the same spot it was left, largely forgotten by the world until the late 1960s. Thanks to a 1969 Jacques Cousteau documentary, the wreck-strewn waters became a massively popular scuba diving destination, and most of the left-behind bodies were removed and buried. Though some remain, and ghostly sounds and sightings have been reported over the years. Number 4. Bride's Pool, Hong Kong. Beautiful? Yes. Romantic? Surely. Scene of a freakish death? You bet. Bride's Pool is a stream pool in Tai Mai Tuk in the New Territories, featuring crystal clear waters and spectacular waterfalls. Its name, however, comes with a creepy story attached. Apparently, a bride who was riding in a sedan on the way to her wedding fell into the water and drowned when one of the porters slipped on the rocks. It was named Bride's Pool after the accident, and tales of it being haunted have persisted ever since. Apparently, the bride's feet can sometimes be seen by swimmers in the pool. Its reputation is also not helped by the fact that Chinese superstition dictates that dead spirits tend to gather in bodies of water. Still, the place is popular with tourists. Number 3. Manzanita Beach, Oregon. In the 16th century, Spanish sailors were supposedly shipwrecked close to Manzanita Beach, which is about 15 miles south of the Oregon coast. They carried a chest of Spanish gold up Nikani Mountain to bury it. Rumor has it that the sailors murdered a man and buried the body with the treasure to try to stop others from stealing it. Some people say that more than one person was killed by the sailors, and that their ghosts still haunt the trails. Down on the beach, piles of stones are often found in the sand, seemingly built up overnight, but no one has ever seen who or what makes them. Creepy. Number 2. Pawleys Island, South Carolina. The story behind the haunting of Pawleys Island varies. Some say that the ghost, known as the Gray Man, is the spirit of a young man who was bucked from his horse and drowned in the surf on Litchfield Beach on his way to visit his fiancée back in 1822. Others say he got trapped in quicksand as he and his horse went through the marsh. And still others say the man in question was actually Edward Teach. That's Blackbeard. The legend goes that after his death, the Gray Man saved the woman he loved and her family by warning them of a coming storm. Since then, people who've seen the Gray Man describe him as a mysterious figure, dressed obviously all in gray, who wanders the beaches the night before a major storm or hurricane. His last sighting was right before Hurricane Florence in 2018. Some ghost hunters claim to have captured the Gray Man on video during the hurricane. The Gray Man stands on the pier or floats on the waves just as the storm begins. Number 1. Hales Bar Dam, Tennessee. Hales Bar Dam, located in Guild, Tennessee, was the first multi-purpose dam of its kind. Construction began in 1905 on land owned by the Hales family, but the engineer made a couple grave mistakes when he decided to build there. He didn't consider the genealogy of the land and the dangerous area of the river that it's located on. Also, the dam is built on predominantly porous limestone, but the problems began long before construction started. Many years before, the land was cursed by Chief Dragging Canoe when the land was taken from the Cherokee tribe by the white man. The area also held at least 2 cemeteries that were desecrated and were not relocated. The construction of the dam was fraught with horrific problems. There were accidents and conflict amongst the workers with regards to race. Many workers, perhaps even several hundred, died while working on Hales Bar. The dam also leaked soon after completion. The decision was made to flood the area below the dam, which ended up washing out an old cemetery. In the 1960s, the dam was finally closed. The new dam, Nickajack, was named for an old Cherokee village. In true Tennessee Dam fashion, it flooded the old village for which it was named. Today, visitors to the old Hales Bar Dam might encounter Cherokee spirits, the ghost of a murdered woman, ghosts of the workers who perished, or a demon in the tunnel below. Tourists have also reported seeing apparitions and disembodied footsteps kicking up dust. Children's voices crying and yelling are also common occurrences. Visitors silly enough to go near the whirlpool have even mentioned feeling hands grabbing at them. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.